Last time on Salvage. You just hear loud chanting. Looks like they're starting a burning soon.
What?
The Holy Motor Church and Choir. Ferals, they're kind of scrawny, crawly things. Toothy, too. It looks like some kind of assembly floor.
I have my whatever the hacking tools are.
It's a calculator.
Oh my god, it's a fucking old graphing calculator.
Two humanoid figures, kind of like the security agents you've seen so far.
I think it's time to go bowling.
Bombed out, burnt out husks of vehicles. Looks like there was a fight here.
Secure softs, whatever entity kicked their ass. I'm not sure which one I should be more concerned about.
Neither of them. They're all dead.
Don't get too cocky there, Ollie.
They are scrawny, crawly, and rather toothy.
Ferals. Of course.
You hear a series of extremely loud gunshots go off.
Those searchers ain't gonna hold.
I hope they sell first aid kits in the gift shop.
What you see is 3 dead barrels, and amongst them a person. They're dressed in like an almost Victorian style dress, and they have no head. Hey, could you put my head back on my shoulders for me?
What in tarnation?
So leaving off from last session, you hear the voice that you just heard before go, it's rude of me, sorry. It's Anna Tully, that's the name. Now if you could kindly put my head right back on my shoulders, I would really appreciate it.
Sure thing. And Ollie is going to very nervously go for the head and sort of bring it towards the body. Does it screw on or something?
Don't put it on the body yet. Don't do that. Let's not do that.
Are you saying that out loud?
Yeah.
Well,
so Ollie, you wanna put her head back on.
I mean, yeah, I'm a little freaked out about this whole situation, but don't seem much fun going about without a head.
It isn't. I can say that. It's not.
I mean, shouldn't we find out about this person first?
I honestly don't care. This whole headless situation is freaking me out. So here you go.
Thank you.
I'm gonna snatch that gun.
As you put the head on, there really isn't any kind of mechanism. Really, there's just like a loose stem that it just sort of fits onto, and as you put it on there, it stays up for just a little bit, and then rolls right off.
Oh shoot!
Shucks.
Did I do it wrong? I'm sorry.
I mean, that's about what I expected.
No. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna have to get that fixed later, I guess. One sec. And you see the body suddenly starts moving and dusts itself off.
I was slightly concerned about this.
And
possibility.
Goes and very carefully you see she stows the rifle on the sling on her back and goes and carefully picks up her head and puts it under her shoulder.
Did I not take it when I said I took it then?
Oh, and she tries to go for it.
Okay.
And starts kind of pawing at it while it's in your hands.
Okay. So she knows where it is.
If you could give it back, I'd really like that.
Maybe.
Joe, just give the nice lady her gun back. I don't feel like fighting someone else right now.
I mean, do you want to fight a decapitated body or a decapitated body with a rifle?
I mean, all right, that's fair. You don't know me. That's perfectly fine. I don't know if you caught my name because you seem to be deliberating about my existence, but
it was Anna Tully, right?
Yep, that's me. You're a listener, aren't you?
So are you the one who did these here ferals in?
Well, I mean, your powers of deduction are pretty strong, it seems. Yes, that was me.
And what are you doing in this here gift shop?
Well, it seems to be hunting some ferals. Sums it up about right.
So, does your head normally come off when you're hunting ferals in gift shops, or is that just like a bad day thing? Or
It hasn't been the best day. I will definitely say that.
Yep.
we're in a very similar boat over here.
Yeah, you look. She rotates her head a little bit around. Yeah, definitely. It doesn't look like things have been going great for you folks either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to meet under circumstances like that. Haven't seen you around here before. Are you new?
We've been down here for like, what do you think? 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
This floor, or
Kinda, yeah. Maybe expand that out to like a couple hours. You're talking about the whole floor.
well, now which are we talking about? The floor or the level? Because if you've been here for hours, you haven't either you haven't gotten very far in, or
I just shrug.
I mean, we just sort of look at each other, just like.
I woke up here today, so
oh, okay.
some days start worse than others.
You, hun, the smart one. She points at Ollie. What would you say? This level of the mezzanine, or are y'all from a little further than that?
Well, I can't speak for these two necessarily, but I'm from quite a ways away. We've been sort of on this level for less than 48 hours now.
Okay.
So yeah, real new.
All right. Oh, so you're from a little further afield than I guessed.
Apparently. I'm Ollie, by the way. I don't think I gave you my name.
Oh, nice to meet you, Ollie. And do your companions have names? I mean, in my head, I've just been calling that one unflappable and extremely flappable.
Boys, go ahead and introduce yourselves. Don't be rude.
So, is the body standing up?
Yeah, she's standing up at this point.
Okay. So
Are you gonna say anything in response to?
I'm gonna go and shake the body's hand and introduce myself as Hobo Joe.
Well,
Give it a handshake.
Nice to meet you, Joe. If we're on this friendly terms, I would like my gun back at some point, but
Okay, give me 1 sec. I spin around and I shoot one of the ferals with the gun. What does it sound like?
it sounds exactly like the shot that you heard before, but louder and not muffled by like a metal sheet collapsible door.
All right, so it was you. I'm satisfied that we're not being hunted by any more people then.
Well, yeah. I mean, the ferals are a bit of a menace down here.
You seem fine.
Oh, thank you.
So where do I put this? I just kind of like motion the gun.
You can just hand it right to me.
Can you see it? I mean,
I can.
Where is your head, by the way? Who's holding it? Ollie, you have it?
No, she's got it right.
Oh, okay.
Perched under her arm.
Oh, okay. I'll just perch it on the other arm then. I'll put the strap on the other arm.
I can do it myself.
All right,
Thank you. That would be.
There you go.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
Like we're friendly. That's good. That's fine. Too friendly, but all right. I can do it myself.
So how often does your head come off?
How often does yours?
I can't remember.
All right, then that's pretty fair. So let's just leave it at that. It's a little embarrassing, I'm going to be honest. So
I mean, I can't be sure it hasn't, but I'm pretty sure.
I feel like it'd be a little more difficult with you, wouldn't it?
Probably.
Ollie's feeling around her neck for any sort of seams.
Well, if it hasn't happened to you yet, hon, I'm sure it's probably not gonna.
I mean, I sure hope so.
Well, you'd remember it if it happened.
But would you?
I'm remembering just fine. I don't know how your heads work.
Yeah, that's the part that's confusing, though.
Aaron, you said earlier that she looks pretty human. With this beheading, like, is it all like, metal under there, or is?
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna ask.
How convincing of a human is Anna?
Mostly, it was just from your first impression as a silhouette. It looks like as you see her sort of motioning around, her hands, you can tell, are actually like just extremely finely articulated, like metal and porcelain joints.
What is in her neck hole?
It's just a small metal spoke that sticks up. It looks like it's the head's supposed to just slot on it, but it looks like it the mechanism that actually clicks the two together is broken.
Gotcha.
And she points at Greg. And your name?
I'm Gregory. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too. So what are you folks doing down here?
I had a terrible idea about how to fix your head.
I would love to hear it, as long as it's not too terrible.
I mean, does it need to rotate, or can it just stay in one direction?
It can turn when it needs to turn, like a little bit.
All right, can I borrow your head for a minute?
Well, I don't know if we're on that basis yet. You tell me first.
All right, well, here's what. You just hold your head over, all right? Over your neck, and you give me 1 minute, all right? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go around her back so she can't see. So it's just these strange noises, all right?
She just sort of turns her head under her.
All right, so Hobo Joe
Under
takes
her arm
out
to look at
one
you,
of his
yeah.
crayons, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Laser pistol. Shoots one feral again with the laser pistol. Touches the
You
crayon
just love doing
to
that,
it.
don't you?
Touches the crayon, right? Melt a little bit of wax on her neck mount points.
Oh, I hate this.
Oh yeah,
it's
put it
not.
right on. Put it right on.
No,
That'll
thank
hold
you.
it right in place.
I would. You know what? I think I'm good. I think I changed my mind. Didn't want to hear it. You're right. Shouldn't even listened.
It would have worked beautiful. Man, I patch myself up like that all the time.
Well, I mean, she just gives, like, you can tell she takes, again with her head. It's under the crook of her arm, looking behind her now, and she just sort of moves it just a little bit so she can give you like an up and down look. And she's like, well, that explains a lot, probably. So, yeah, like I said, where are you three headed? I'm just down here trying to thin out some of these ferals myself.
Oh, well, you see, and I open up the pamphlet. We're trying to get down here, trying to get at some sort of hive central unit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and she pores over she seems kind of excited too. She sees the pamphlet and she's like, "Oh, you're really making yourself at home here." And she sees the handwriting on it. Well, it looks like you ran into Josepha and her folk already, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're nice as pie. Did you meet her shit-eating sister too? Ugh. I don't know what she does to keep her around, but
nothing anymore.
good riddance.
But yeah, we did meet her.
Well, I'm sorry you had the pleasure to do that. Now let's see. So she's sent you to get rid of that secure soft unit, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, let's see here. Oh, that way's not going to do you. She hasn't been down here in a while, huh? Yeah, it's see this hallway here? And she points to the hallway that's like next to the gift shop that you're in. And so it's all caved in, blocked off up there. You're going to have to head up to head back down.
So what is it that you do down here?
Me? I'm just, general helping around. I try at least.
There's just general help?
Well,
This doesn't seem like one of those places.
you do what you can to help folks, you know. What are you doing around here? Just helping out, seems.
Well, I've been shooting a lot of ferals today.
Well, 3. We got 3.
Hey, listen. This gift shop we're in, we're as you've seen, looking pretty bad off, but you wouldn't happen to know if there's any sort of medical supplies sitting around? I know it's a silly thing to keep in a gift shop, but I figured here'd be as good a place as any.
Oh no, they got everything here. And she sort of just gestures out across the gift shop. And she's like, I think we could scrounge something up. And as you actually finally get to take some notice of the gift shop, besides just the dead bodies sitting around and your headless acquaintance, it's laid out a little weird for a gift shop. Honestly, it looks kind of like the inside of a convenience store almost. It's just got, outside of like a couple touristy looking t-shirts and like mugs, like commemorative stuff, maps, posters, but it's also just got like coolers full of drinks. They don't look like they're the most appetizing, considering there's no electricity to most of it. But it looks like the inside of a somewhat rundown 7-Eleven at this point.
Does it look like it's been used recently, or?
It looks like everything's kind of just been tussled about from the fight.
Okay.
But other than that, it's mostly undisturbed. And she starts combing through it. And you paid a story point last time.
To get a med kit.
All right, and so she turns and she's like, and here we go. Last one on the shelf. Looks like you're lucky.
How about that?
Ain't it convenient, right?
What a coincidence.
Well, every 2 weeks they tend to restock, so it's not that big a thing.
So what is it that we required in the med kit? Was it painkillers, or was it like supplies that were gonna boost the check or something? What?
I believe it was
We already made the
painkillers.
check. We were just like
Okay.
Yeah.
searching for more supplies for later.
Because you can take painkillers. I don't know. Did you take painkillers? I don't think we had any.
I think I did take some painkillers. I thought Ollie had some.
So the item that she gives you guys, it's like a bottle of chalky tablets. Kind of looks like Tums. They're very colorful, and it's just immediate pain relief, just in like full letters. And
What we're saying is we're back in high school. We're able to give you Tums for absolutely everything.
absolutely everything. And this time they work. And
Is it like it's some kind of combination between like Tums and those old school medicines that just had like cocaine in them? and stuff?
absolutely, it's like that level.
Yes.
She's like, all right, you're gonna want to take about. Looks at the back of the container. Well, a one dose. It'd take about like 7 of these. Maybe 10. 7 to 10.
That
12
sounds
if you're
about
like
right.
really feeling it. And
What are you again?
well, I'm not a doctor, that's for sure.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem like you are either.
It's the weirdest store clerk.
Hey, it's not my store.
That's why it's weird.
So this item, it's about 4 doses of painkillers.
All right.
Do you just take like a fistful at once for dramatic effect? It's not like we have 4 pills. We have 4 piles of pills.
Yeah, pretty much.
The proper application is you unscrew the top, put it above your head, and just shake a couple in your
Yeah.
mouth.
Like
Brilliant.
7 to 12 pills at a time, basically.
It's not exact. It's
Yeah.
just
Whatever you're feeling at that minute.
you take it until the tingling goes away or comes back, whichever it's supposed to,
And Anna like hands them over to Greg, who is clearly the one hurting the most.
Yeah, he's gonna pop a couple.
How many are you going for? You're going for a shake or an extra shake?
We'll just go for one shake now because painkillers do
Yeah,
diminishing returns and all
Yes,
that
yeah.
on them.
And how many did you have?
I had 12 wounds taken, so I had 8 health.
Okay.
Don't they heal 6 first time you use them?
They heal 5 wounds on the first use.
Okay.
Yeah. And so then it's 4 this time. And she takes the bottle back from Greg for a second. She tilts them towards you, Ollie, and goes, and any for you, Sunshine?
I mean,
So imagine she's like pushing against her face, just like.
Yeah, it's just general direction.
yeah, sure. I probably should.
All right. And Anna hands the pills back to Greg after she gives them to Ollie.
So what mechanism of action do these drugs take? Do they like physically close?
No, they just make you
Cut.
not feel it. That's basically how painkillers
Yeah.
I mean,
kind of described.
yeah, but that I figured they would do more because the wounds don't come back, do they, with painkillers? Like they don't wear off as painkillers would normally.
Yeah, so basically what it is, it's your wound threshold is how much wounds you can take while remaining functional.
Okay.
The only thing that actually kills you in the system is a crit.
Okay.
Which this doesn't heal.
And you have some of those.
How many crits does Greg have again?
Greg has suffered 3 criticals so far.
Damn.
2 more, and he's within the range of he can actually just die if he gets a really bad roll.
Okay.
So
right now,
how
I
do
think we're in the range that he could possibly lose a limb if we get a really bad roll.
Can we address those criticals in some kind of way?
I think we tried to heal one of them, but we didn't succeed the roll, and I don't think we can do it again for a day.
Yep, about a day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, no.
Are we going to attempt to rest here?
You guys can take a rest here if you want.
I mean,
Greg's sort of in favor of continuing to move on because this place is clearly proven to be not the most safe.
but
Fair.
where would we rest?
The grave?
Okay.
I don't think there's really going to be any areas that we would consider, safe.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
I mean, it's up to y'all. I'm of the mindset that we should probably keep moving. Get out of here as soon as possible.
I should clarify, how many, like when we talked to Josepha about this mission, was she clear on how long it would take for us to get where we were going? Is this like I figured this is a multi-day thing. Like,
Yeah, it wasn't time sensitive from what you got from Josepha.
okay. So at some point we're going to have to like sleep or something.
I think he's asking, not is it time sensitive, but how long the journey would take if we just kept going.
Well, that's the issue. You just learned that on your map you've got the room with all the room where they build the cars.
Right.
The showroom where you just were in. And the way forward on the brochure is there's the gift shop that you're in right now, and next to the gift shop, both connecting to it, it seems like it's just a long, what looks on the map like a hallway, and according to Anna here, she pointed off and marked off a spot on your map that it looks like it's blocked off.
All right.
Well, could we go back to the showroom? There were multiple levels on there. Like maybe one of those could like take us over. Or do we have to go even farther up?
Yeah, no. There ain't no connecting rooms to those. Maybe some ventilation shafts that. Looking at y'all, I don't think you could fit through.
I mean, I'm pretty small.
I just meant that you're smaller than a rodent and.
Larger.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you're larger than a rodent. And
Wait, hold on.
Wait.
That was it.
Was that a Freudian slip that we need to be concerned about?
look, okay, it's nothing you got to think about too much.
I mean, I've seen Princess Bride. I know rodents of unusual size can be a bit of an issue.
Sorry, I get a little scrambled when my head's not on my shoulders. But yeah, but you know what there is? It's not marked off on the brochure so much. Because that's for tourists. But what we do have is there's a unmarked maintenance area right along the side of that. You ain't going to be making your way to the Holy Motorway that way, but you might be able to head up to the parish above, and then I think there's a couple ways down to where you're headed.
Well, it sounds like our best way forward, so I'm for it. Now, do you know anything about this parish? It doesn't sound like a corporation would name anything like that necessarily.
Well, it's where the Holy Motorists call home. You must have seen the church out there with their full burning regalia. I mean, it's the hunts afoot. Josepha didn't tell you much about this?
Well, the hunt?
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm assuming hunting ferals, or...
Oh, yeah, they come out of the woodwork every so often. I'd say about a month and a half every cycle.
So are you a member of this?
Oh gosh, no. I don't have much faith myself, but well, yeah, you get to know the folks that live around here.
All right, well, I suppose a more pertinent question then would be they accepting of outsiders, or they just like try to avoid them.
Well, and now here's the thing: plenty nice folks. Some of them little uptight, but should be fine most of the time. But you know what? I'll go with you.
Well, thank you.
Most of the ferals, if you came the other way, I'm pretty sure there probably aren't ferals down there. I'll help you get up there. I'll do some introductions. They don't tend to like folks being around when there's a burning, but I'll try and smooth things over for you.
Well, thank you kindly. I appreciate that.
Just don't judge too harshly from appearances. They're a little high strung right now.
I just motion to myself,
Like
one
the
of those
all of
hand
them.
waves,
I mean, it'll be mutual in your case then, I guess.
Oh, okay, so I'll be on better footing.
If that's how you want to put it.
All right, so I guess we're all pretty much in agreement then. We just head out.
Okay.
Unless you think there's anything else in here to loot.
Would you like to check?
Loot check.
Yeah.
Why not?
Are there
Roll me some
things?
perception, friends.
Okay.
I'll say 3 difficulty. This place is pretty picked over. Anna kind of like sees you rooting through, and she's like, "Well, now, there might still be some things left, but well, I guess you're new. You don't know this, but the stock replenishes every once in a while on its own. It's automated. Do you have anything like that on the river y'all are from, or?"
I mean, we had trash trucks.
Trash trucks are nice.
They would always replenish the trash pile.
I would. Well, that's the opposite of my expectation. I was really excited for a second about the prospect of trash trucks. We could certainly use some of those around here.
I don't know. You can find some pretty good stuff in the trash.
Well, that's fair. I mean,
yeah, I got my whole outfit there. I mean, solid deal.
Yeah, it's a shame that we don't have outside of the automated replacement system. We don't have much other power to this area. But I would love it if this store would stop restocking, less than prime soft drinks. That'd be fair. That'd be nice.
Well, let's see what we can scrounge up from here. And I got
what everybody roll.
I got 1 success and 2 threat. Not sure how that comes into play here.
Well, it will affect the quality of what you find.
All right.
I didn't succeed, but I got 2 advantages.
Okay.
And I got 1 success, 1 advantage.
All right. So Ollie, what you find is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Ollie is looking for fun memorabilia.
Souvenirs.
A nice Holy Motor Corporation T-shirt, some shot glasses, something like that.
Okay, I know exactly what you find. It's sad that you can't find any shot glasses. You can see the display case for them.
Shoot.
And you see, like, they have a little advertisement hologram shot glass, and it's got that symbol that Anna's got, like, right around her eye. Looks so cool. It's bitchin' as hell, but no dice. The only bit of non-completely torn up merchandise clothing is actually it looks like a heavy padded racing suit, like something a driver would wear around a test track. Like black, looks like it's got all sorts of tech and gear and built right into it. Just like what you assume would be systems to either measure or help a driver. Again, it looks kind of armored, but it's not in your size. It's like way too big.
No. Well, at the very least, I could get some cool components out of this.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you harvest some pieces?
I will say that it has a soak of 1, and it also has environmental protection on it.
My bomber jacket has a soak of 1, if I remember correctly.
Okay, let's see. What else were you guys looking for?
Well, Greg was looking for like something he could use as like a melee weapon, or something like he used maybe like pad out his clothing with like some like metal plates for some armor. Could I use my advantages to actually find the shot glass she was looking for?
Absolutely. I like that. You absolutely don't find what you were looking for, but you do find the shot glass that Ollie was looking for. You find it a small little carton. It's like under one of the shelves near where like the emergency sewing kits and emergency glasses kits are. Like right under it, and you pull it out. Pristine. Absolutely pristine. Like gorgeous laser engraved crystal. Yeah. The whole jam.
All right. So while Ollie's over there just like holding up these jackets looking like, Greg just like goes over, taps her on the shoulder. She turns around, just like holds it up in her face, hands it to her, doesn't say a word, and leaves.
Thank you.
He goes back to rummaging through stuff to actually like try to find like a crowbar or something he can whack things with.
I'm gonna pocket that, and I'm gonna tie this racing jacket around my waist.
Wait, is Greg naked still?
Yeah, Greg has no armor.
Greg has clothes. He just doesn't have clothes that stop things from hurting him.
Greg, let's see, will this fit you?
Give me a sec. He grabs it and like goes behind a pile of rubble to try to change.
Now this is comical because I'll say, and I'm gonna go with those advantages on this. I'll say it fits mostly. It is just a little too tight to be like fully comfortable. But it does, you can get it on you.
Fits great.
Looks great.
Yep, just don't ask me to bend over right now. Probably wouldn't go great for my pants.
And what were you looking for, Steve? What was Joe looking for?
Well, I'm trying to think what would be interesting things that are, one success, one advantage level interesting. That's not Holy Grail. He finds his TI 9000 printer level. So
I think it's more just like...
Oh, no, that's a quest item.
Oh,
so
yeah,
like,
no, that's what I mean. I'm saying I kind of like interesting riffraff that Joe can use for shenanigans is what I'm after. I don't know. And if you can think of something that you'd be comfortable.
Okay. I think I know.
All right.
I think I know. And it's you'll enjoy it. You keep sort of scrounging around. And honestly, again, most of the stuff's broken or just has never been in like good repair.
Right.
But when you're scrounging around like the little kiosk that the cashier would stand in,
mm-hmm.
what you're able to open up the cash register, which it has like a classic cash register like right on the counter.
I assume Hobo Joe just knows how to open all kinds of cash registers.
Absolutely.
That's just a skill he has. He doesn't even need to check for it. He can just open cash registers.
And as it pops open with a ring, there isn't any cash in it. Which, what use would that be?
Right.
Actually, there is a little cash in it.
Okay.
I've changed my mind on that.
All right.
It just restocked.
Yeah, there's about $80 in assorted like Holy Motor Corporation currency, like coins and dollar bills. If you want some like jangly pockets.
The Holy Motor Corporation has its own currency?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like one of those what was it, like Hershey that had its own currency in the town?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like a company town, but it's got like it looks like they have a proper mint. The coins have the Holy Motor Corporation logo on them, and you can see that the bills, like one is an image of a like a car on a racetrack on a sunset almost. It's like one of those multiple colored European bills.
I assume I have a coin pocket somewhere.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
And
these are shiny, no?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And the bills have on the other side of the bills, it also has an image of it looks like various women that they've had in their ad campaigns.
Yeah.
Like in that video you saw when you came in, she's on one of the bills.
Uh-huh.
As like the face figure on them. And in addition, you find a couple checks. Most of them look torn up. And a car key on a keychain.
Okay. All right.
Do you pocket all the stuff?
Yeah.
All right.
For sure.
I feel like Joe definitely wants to be as jingly as he possibly can.
Oh yeah.
When has Joe had something and not pocketed it?
That's super fair.
When has he not pocketed things that shouldn't even be pocketable, like gel?
I still have my gel pocket.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Okay, but was the suit environmentally sealed, you said?
The suit has environmental protection on it.
Environmental protection.
Yep. So anything like heat or friction, you get a bonus to dealing with. You also get one. So.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not naked now.
Well, I wasn't naked before. I just didn't have. I was like wearing like a t-shirt and shorts. It's
You
not
were
like
an angry naked man with a crowbar who was beating up large porcupines. That's what I'm going with.
I kind of like
Not porcupines, but all right.
Do we even know what porcupines are?
No.
No, you have no cultural basis for porcupines.
Okay.
Also, make sure to mark down on your character sheet, Steve, that you have
A key.
well, not just the key,
And
but the
coins.
Holy Motor Corporation.
So I have
80 currency for them.
80. I'm gonna write HMC
Yeah,
dollars, and one.
a Holy Motor currency, friend.
HM cents.
Just HMC.
Yeah, I want to make sure I know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So the cars that were on the showroom were completely like Salvage. They were burnt out husks of vehicles.
completely.
So there's not even like a keyhole that you could fit this in.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
Okay. I will hold this key.
And so Anna turns to y'all and God, y'all, to you all, and she goes, so, you're all ready to go?
Sure am.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's head out. And with one hand, she puts her head like on a shelf, so it's looking at all of you, and she reaches down and grabs the bottom of like the metal door, the one that you guys came out of. The other one seems like it's actually like sealed closed,
Mm-hmm.
and she lifts it open.
As we're walking out of it, does the shop have like shelves?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so as Hobo Joe is leaving the shop,
Mhm.
if he were to be unable to resist his urge to grab whatever is on the nearest shelf before he left, what would he have grabbed?
I'm so glad you asked.
Okay.
A half-finished bottle of windshield wiper fluid
Yeah, yes.
and a half-finished bottle of antifreeze.
Okay, so I got 2 bottles.
2 bottles.
Oh, you're right, one for each hand. I mean,
Yeah.
how could Joe leave empty-handed?
He's only sad that he doesn't have a third hand somewhere to grab more things.
It's like as he walks out, he snakes both of his arms behind him and just grabs whatever they touch.
Yep.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to let you have one more bottle that's half finished, and that is a thing of mouthwash.
Oh, yeah.
So those are some dangerous shelves. The ones with wiper cleaner fluid, antifreeze, and mouthwash.
Are they
you
all
gotta
like
cover all
those
the
store
basics.
brand bottles that look all the same?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I assume the labels have mostly worn off at this point.
Yeah, they're pretty scrubbed off.
All right. You could probably tell by taste.
So put a bracket around those, Steven.
Yeah.
This is a return from a mechanic that we've used before, but not in this game. Those are your mystery bottles, my friend.
Okay.
You can reach in and grab one, but you never know what you're gonna get.
Oh, that's very good.
How big are these bottles? These aren't like inconveniently sized.
No, they look like small mouthwash bottles,
Okay.
like travel size.
Okay.
Not well, a little larger than travel size. Travel size is like,
Yeah, who needs a travel size amount of antifreeze? That'd be weird.
yeah,
Apparently, these people.
they need enough.
You have just enough that they wouldn't let you on an airplane with them.
Exactly.
Would they just let Joe on an airplane at all?
No.
I mean, look at him.
It's convenient for Joe that airplanes don't exist in the setting.
That we know of.
That you know of. And so you make your way back out into the room, and I guess because you've been like scuffling around and talking with Anna, you hadn't heard anything. But after the things opened, you see what looked to be like a couple, not large, like half your height, like small moving silver forms, just like trying to like pull and move the bodies of the ferals and like drag them off the platforms and try and tidy up some of the scorch marks in the room.
Roombas.
How's Anna reacting to them?
Oh, she seems completely unfazed.
All right, then Greg's not going to shoot one of them.
She's like, "Oh yeah, don't mind the cherubim. They're just cleaning up as much as they fancy. Guess they're still on their tracks a little bit, but it's fine. So we're gonna head out that other door." And she reaches down and asks, "Oh, Ollie, would you be there? Could you hold my head for me a little bit?"
Sure.
And she reaches down and she slides up the other metal door. And now that it's open, you can kind of see what it is. Where before you had the track moving from the room where the cars were being, I'm going to say, assembled for tourists, and were moved into the showroom, you actually see that this is it's kind of connected to that larger central show floor platform, or the one that didn't really have anything on it, just with the closed grate. And it looks like it's actually a place for the cars from the showroom to actually be driven out. And what you see is, when she opens the gate, it's actually like a long stretch of like 1 lane road.
I guess they didn't want you returning the cars.
There is no option to return cars in the Holy Motor Corporation. Let's be real. And she's like, "Yeah, so normally you take this way a ways up, and it either takes you to the room you're headed to, or you can take it all the way out to the holy motorway. But we're gonna stop a little short of that, and you all walk with her, and it's honestly it's quite a while before you get anywhere. There are a couple like curves and dips in the road, all stuff that you saw on your map.
Did she ask for her head back?
No, you're just holding it for her. She likes to keep a free hand. She actually has her rifle drawn at this point.
Mm.
And every once in a while she'll nudge you and ask you to turn her head or keep it steady.
I do so.
Okay. And you get to what it looks like the ceiling's kind of concrete of this section. It's like you're under a one of those exits on like an underground highway or a tunnel, and the ceiling's just completely collapsed from like multiple levels. And under that and with so you just see like piles of rubble and debris from that collapsed segment. It looks like maybe even multiple floors gave out. And smashed up in them, you can see like maybe a couple looks like destroyed SecureSoft agents like amongst it.
Boy, you weren't kidding.
Oh no, yeah, it's pretty sealed off. So what we're gonna do is gonna head through here, and she opens a door like right up, butt up against the rubble, and she opens it up, and it's like one of those little like doors you see on the side of a tunnel that you always kind of wonder what's in there, but you never really get to because you don't work on tunnel maintenance. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's just a me thing. I don't know. Anyway,
out of curiosity, the SecureSoft that are showing up there, how dangerous do they look compared to the other ones we've seen so far?
It looks like a couple of you've got a couple of the ones that tore up your back, like two of those, and like a larger version of the humanoid ones that Steve smashed
so just
half-made car into.
Larger humans.
They kind of have like all the SecureSoft. They kind of have this fishbone skeletal kind of construction to them, other than like the more solid plate parts of them.
So I'm just trying to figure out if it's like getting more dangerous the closer we get to the thing, or
it's mostly things you've seen already.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to keep them on.
No
just
problem. But yeah, so it's clearly blocked off. You can like maybe see a little bit of like the ceiling, but you definitely can't like get across. And she opens up the door, and behind it is just a little square concrete room with what just looks like a long set of stairways, like aluminum frame stairways that just go up to a platform, and then from there go up to turn and go up to another platform, and it just goes like that for about what would you say, like 3 or 4 levels, just platform and platform and platform, and it looks like there's just a little door up there.
So we going up there?
Yeah, and as you head up, you open up the next set of doors, and she's like, "All right, now, we should probably all holster our weapons for the moment, so they see we don't mean no harm, and Joe, just be cool."
Yeah, Gregory just like is actually eyeing Joe to make sure he puts away his weapon this time.
I think Joe is always in this kind of half state where it's not clear if he's holding a weapon or not.
And Anna turns and throws open the door.
Does she have her head back?
Yeah, she's actually asked you to like kind of just like stand behind her a little bit and kind of like hold it on. So it's like, so they recognize me a little better.
Sure thing.
And nobody likes to deal with a disembodied body when they're talking negotiations. Am I right? So you are standing behind her, just sort of helping her keep her head up a little.
Okay. Is Ollie shorter than her? Because I'm just sort of imagining like.
How tall is Ollie again?
5'2".
Yes, Ollie is shorter than her. She's like a solid like 5'11".
Guys, I'm just imagining like Ollie on her like tippy toes, just like barely trying to keep the head on there.
So you're holding a head behind someone like bunny ears style.
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much. So she opens the door and it pushes open. And what you see is honestly kind of interesting. The first thing that you see is fire. And you feel the heat as the door opens and it sort of wafts over you. And as your eyes sort of adjust, because it's mostly been dark up to this point, it looks like a town. You see torches lit all over the place. You see like large burning constructions. But other than that, it's a town square with a well. To at least our eyes, like a small town hall, a church. Like you're in the center square of a town that abruptly starts and stops at this large concrete wall that you just have walked out of a door in.
Okay.
Well, how about that?
And you see folks, most of them wearing hoods, rushing back and forth. Like it's just a flurry of activity. You see what looks like a large feral, much larger than the ones that you guys encountered, but it looks dead, kind of like the burnt out husks. It's you see them. They have it sort of strapped to like this large, like rickety, like kind of like a wheelbarrow, like just this large a wheeled platform that they're sort of carrying it on, like the back of a carriage.
So like almost like a flatbed truck, almost.
Almost, yeah. And they've pulled it there, and it's clearly dead. You can hear you hear the chanting that you heard before, and you see one of them take a torch and light the entire little rickshaw platform just on fire completely, and you see the feral go up in flames.
Are ferals like extra flammable, or have they done something to this one?
As far as you can see, it just goes right up, and then you see them bring like a couple smaller ones, like right in front of the same like figure that's doing that, and you see them dip into like a small cup near them and like sprinkle on each of the bodies, just a little sprinkle, and then lights each of those as well after saying another chant. And as this is going on, you see this figure turn to the door and raise their arms. Anna? Is that you, Anna? And Anna turns to you and she's like, all right, now, like I said, be cool. Yeah, it's me, a little worse for wear. How you doing, June? Burning, going well?
Seems to be going real well, honestly, but
who are these folks with you, Anna? Like,
afternoon there, June. I'm Gregory.
These are my some compatriots. They not formally part of the hunt. Didn't join up like the rest of us, but
we did some hunting.
Certainly seemed to.
Helped Anna out of a little bit of a tight spot.
Definitely good for that. Nice folks. I trust them. Just trying to make their way through. So if we could just is the entrance down to the other entrance to the lower level still open, or are we gonna have to go like further into the infestation? And you can just see like June's face because she is now just pulled off her hood, and what you see is a face that looks like a human woman, covered like on her cheeks and like along like the seams of her face with like a like kind of like scales almost, but it looks like black iron. And you can see now her hands are also covered with them. And she's like, pardon. And you see she has like on her, around her neck, on like a necklace of some kind, like on a string, what looks like a porcelain mask that she takes very gingerly and puts over her face. And she's like, Anna, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say, it's other cave-in went all the way through over there too. You're gonna have to go a bit of a ways. What you headed there for?
You know those like giant bulbous eye things that come out and bring death with them? We're going for a big one of those.
That's a lot of things.
We're looking to get at the Hive Central Unit.
You here for the secure soft?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I think that should be fine. Let me chart your course. Yeah, you hungry? You need anything to?
If you got anything to spare that wouldn't be too much trouble for you.
We can't be the most hospitable, of course, but
don't give more than you can.
Here. You I need to talk with the brothers. She points to like you at this point you have like walked into the center of the square where she is sort of meeting her in the middle. And she points to the town hall, and she's like, just head over there. There's a couple cots in the basement. We'll get you set up for a little bit and try and figure this out. Because we can get you there. It's just a little hairy at the moment, if you pardon the.
Trust me, the more of those things you kill, the happier I am. So I ain't going.
You can see Anna's just sort of like the whole time has just been trying to like gesture to you to like talk and explain your purpose to her.
Mm-hmm.
She seems a little intimidated of this woman. Is there anything you guys want to like try and take in, or?
I guess Greg's is looking around to see if like that scales like on everyone around. Like, are we asking like about the people or? Yeah,
is there anything you guys want to survey about this situation?
Mostly like I guess how they're armed right now, arms, armor, where they're going, what they're doing, kind of stuff.
This mask that June put on, it's not like it doesn't articulate like Anna's whole deal, right?
No, in fact it looks kind of like it's molded, whereas Anna's face is just sort of like a flat, round, almost like a egg-shaped Lego person kind of head. June's mask, which you can now sort of see that everyone else there has been wearing theirs, or at least one similar, with just it's like a molded, almost like a doll's face,
but it doesn't
where
move.
It looks like it doesn't move, but it looks like kind of like an idealized human face. You can see like it's got a little color to it. It even has like a little bit of fake fringe forehead hair and all of that. And in terms of June doesn't carrying any weapons, but you can see some of the others have like pikes and axes. A couple of them seem to have some sort of like small 2-shot shotguns.
All right. I guess my next question then would be, how cohesive do they seem to be? Does it seem like actually like organized into like groups or whatever, or does it seem more like a horde that has like a rough idea of what they're doing?
It seems like it was previously organized, and you're probably at the most organized center of it, but it has kind of fallen into disarray as the day has gone by.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out if like we're dealing with like rampant religious zealots that attack things more with zeal than with planning kind of stuff.
It's I'm trying to think of how to answer that one. You can definitely tell that there's a reason behind why they're doing what they're doing. You can tell that some of it is driven by fervor, but I wouldn't say all of it. It seems like there's some organization and some purpose behind it, even if that involves like rallying people behind kind of that. And do you head to the?
Well, there's not really anywhere else to go, and I don't want to anger people with the flamethrowers, so
that's fair.
So Greg just sort of goes where he's still right now.
Are y'all feeling that as well?
Yeah.
Is Anna heading the same direction?
Oh yeah, she literally picked up her skirts and is like walking. Kind of has left you like holding her head.
Yeah, I'm like struggling a little bit to keep up.
Exactly. Yeah, she's like, all right, we're heading there.
How does June react to seeing Anna's body start scurrying off with Ollie like a few seconds behind?
As far as you can tell, you hear like a small chuckle that's like immediately silenced as like she gets kind of dour again. It's like it's obvious, you guys. Like just from an outside perspective, it's obvious. Even you don't even need to see her expression to know. It's obvious that the four of you are just worse for wear generally. The only person who's untouched in this party so far is Joe, who just looks like absolute garbage, just hot trash.
I think he has a nice bruise on his stomach where no one could see from hitting that pipe.
Oh yeah. But honestly, just so y'all look pretty messed up. June leads you there, and she opens the door, and it looks like it's like a small. Again, this is like a small town.
Does it make Ollie feel a little homesick?
I think a little bit. It's honestly it's a very different type of town from what Ollie grew up in.
Gotcha.
Even if she's feeling the similarities.
Yeah, I feel like the most homesick she'd feel is like the reminder of civilization, and not so much that this feels like home. Yeah,
because it's honestly a little foreign to most of the houses are actually they're really rickety, but and you can see that some of them are just kind of like built up on top of each other. Most of them made out of wood, mostly.
Is there wood in this environment?
It seems to be in this place.
Have we seen wood before?
Most of it, to be honest, seems to have been built out of luxury wooden paneling from the interiors and sometimes the exteriors of Holy Motor Corporation vehicles.
I got it.
And what you can actually see is, as you walk by and you survey the town, you see people like you see like there's a smith in town. It looks like beating like simple tools, like building tools into weapons for people, and someone working right next to him, like working to repair like some of the damaged firearms that they have. Which, by the way, one of which you recognize as the novelty sawed-off shotgun that was unfortunately not present for sale in the gift shop. They had one, unfortunately, no dice. It's all sold out.
Novelty
Luxury
shotgun.
wooden stock. It's a shame.
Yeah, never be able to get one of those.
Yeah. But in addition, you see somebody actually taking like hardwood paneling and beating it into and like building coffins, while on the other side of the street, the thoroughfare you guys are kind of walking through, somebody is actually pulling like exuded strips of leather from a like there's a port in the concrete of the wall that's like sticking out between some of the buildings, and you see in this little like ramshackle stall that they are like pulling exuded like strips of like leather hide that they are then cutting off and then tempering and fashioning into like grips for tools and leather garments.
And Greg's just looking at that, I wonder if they can help me get the suit fit better.
Oh yeah, so you're seeing this odd scene in front of you, and you get to the house, and June opens the door to like the small like side apartment built into this. It's one of the taller buildings, but it's got like just a little side house built into it, with just looks like a couple windows and a bedroom, a couple beds, like 3 lined up. And she's like, now, you 3 wait here. I need to talk to some of the brothers about this. I think I can find you a way there, but we'll see what they have to say. I'm just left in charge while they're handling some of the other tasks around the hunt. And she closes the door on the 3 of you and Anna. And Anna bodily turns to you, even and it kind of makes Ollie have to like catch up with turning her head, and she's like gives you like big thumbs up, like I think it went well.
Greg's already laying in the bed, gives her a thumbs up as he's starting to fall asleep.
Yeah, like you seemed a little worried back there, but I don't know, she seems awful nice.
Well, we're lucky we ran into Juno, all folks. She's comparatively more reasonable. Honestly, I'm surprised they let her in charge anything, but that's what happens when you deal with the the unbaptized. Much more easy to deal with, I'll be honest. Normally not in charge, but June's a good bug.
So what do you know of these brothers?
Well, they're
Are they trouble?
well, they're the leaders of the church. Well, this branch of it. I mean, you got the. Oof, you didn't want to see that schism. But for the parish here, they're the ones running the show. But on a night like tonight, they're probably down in the cloister.
Now, you've said a lot of words, and I haven't understood most of them.
To be fair, Ollie, I've given up on understanding basically anything about this entire floor.
I mean, I get that, but
Well, if you want to ask me any questions, I'm much more willing to answer them than I'm sure Josepha was. Doesn't like to talk much, that one.
well, I mean, I sort of got a thing for understanding things. So, if and you have the time, I'm curious about, let's see, what is the Parish, Carabim, Holy Motorway? What does it mean to be unbaptized? What's up with the iron scale things? Also, I'm still unclear on like your whole head situation. I mean, I won't pry if that's a sensitive subject or anything, but
It is a little rude to ask about what's wrong with someone's head, but I understand if the impulse strikes you. How about we take those one at a time? Because it seems like you got a lot of them and didn't get much explanation. I think Josepha just likes to seem mysterious, and considering she's only ever around people she's known her whole life, doesn't get much chance to. So, what's your first concern?
well, let's see. Let's just make sure I've got this right so far. So, the Holy Motor Church and Choir is these folks who have this nice little town called the Parish. The Carabim were those little robots back there that were cleaning up everything. How about this? What does it mean to be unbaptized, first of all?
Well, I don't know the finer points of it. I'm not a member of the church, but you saw a little bit of June's face there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how'd you put it? The Holy Motor Church and Choir, they have a couple rituals, and the as far as I can understand it, the baptized are baptized. For some reason, this is my experience. It's just the folks that don't get baptized around these parts tend to just be a little less caught by the religious spirit, if you will. Maybe it's just upbringing, or not quite sure on that myself. Tend to keep that to themselves. But I can answer some of those other questions you had. Yeah, there's just those little robots down there. But those are Carabim. They're robots.
Good to know.
About it.
Those robots are robots. The baptized are baptized unless they weren't. And then they're the unbaptized.
Now, anything I could clear up.
Things are really clear now.
Yeah, learning a whole lot today. What's the Holy Motorway?
Oh, now that I can answer clearly. So I'm sure you've seen the instructional video playing up at the up around the mezzanines.
Mm-hmm.
These here parts. It's the Holy Motor Corporation, or used to be about.
I gathered that much.
Well, the Holy Motorway. It's now I don't know what you got on your level, but do you know what a highway is?
Do I?
Let's go around the table for that one. Ollie, I think you have some loose understanding of what a highway or like a large roadway is.
Yeah, because we've got roads and whatnot.
You're like a highway pit stop town.
Yeah.
Greg, on the other hand, has no idea what this is.
He's sort of just assuming it's like a walkway that's like high up.
It's the tallest walkway ever, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe.
I'm not sure how I want to play that, but I'm gonna.
He's going to at least pretend he does, I think.
I'm gonna assume that perhaps if there weren't necessarily like roads, there were just, paths for equipment or something in the sort of the junkyards that he came from,
Well,
So he's not necessarily familiar with like a structured highway network, but paths for vehicles, sure, I'll say.
so Anna sees some recognition in Ollie's eyes, but also realizes that the two of you guys are kind of lost. It's a series of roads. So you were in the main mezzanine shaft with especially if you met Josepha. Was she setting up camp up there?
Well, we were setting up camp, and then they sort of ambushed us.
Oh, she loves that play, don't she?
Yeah,
Maybe.
fairly reasonable captor. Not the worst one.
Well, yeah, they're friendly folks, like I said. But yeah. So you were on the inside of the Holy Motor Corporation. The Holy Motorway, it's a series of roads, hundreds and hundreds of them, that they used to that wrap all around the Holy Motor Corporation. Because see, it's untenable to have just cars driving around all over the place. You know, back in the day when there are cars around. You know what cars are, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was burnt out husks that we've been running into.
Yeah, those.
They move?
I thought
They
those were
used
just,
to. Oh, jeez.
Like, do they have someone pulling them, or?
Oh, jeez, Crow. We got a ways to go, huh? All right. So they were vehicles. Can't believe I got to explain cars in a car company, but
I mean, where else would you explain cars?
makes perfect sense. So, they were like a large enclosed vehicle that you could drive around in.
Right.
But they're a little bulky, and they need roads to drive on because, they need somewhere to drive.
I mean, I guess pulling them through that rubble would be kind of hard.
It'd be pretty difficult. Yep. So it's just
So, like, how many folks do they have moving them?
a couple. I would say about one pushing pedals to make it go.
How strong were they? That's made like entirely out of metal.
Oh boy.
My personal headcanon is that Greg is imagining this as some sort of Flintstone vehicle.
Yes.
Kind of, yes. That's exactly what I'm going for.
All right, after all this, like, I thought I'd just help you get there, but I'm gonna get you like a beginner's video cassette on this. I know one. There's a working player like a couple floors up. I will sit you down and I will catch you up to speed on some stuff. Don't know what cars are.
I'm actually sort of confused, like, what the necessity of that is, given that no cars actually work anymore.
Look, it's just I just can't deal with this knowledge gap right now.
Look, sometimes you just don't need to know about cars. That's all. It just wasn't important where I came from.
Ollie, you know what cars are.
Yeah, sure enough.
All right. Oh.
Ollie, what is car?
Anna does not actually trust you to know what a car is, Ollie. but she's glad that you get the approximation of it.
I don't know what car is or who he is.
Okay. All right. So Anna just has to just brush this off because she knows she'll be stuck on it all day.
That was out of character voice. I assume, like, given like that Ollie knows what a highway is, she's also familiar with cars.
I think most likely she's seen some vehicles that are like pretty reminiscent of cars, like, but I guess not what we would necessarily recognize as a car, just like a wheeled vehicle that just goes forward into your inside of. I think she gets that. Like the type of, hey, that's a muscle car or that's a sedan. I don't think she has any real like understanding of that.
Yeah. Sure.
You know what? You're right. Ollie would have seen all the dump trucks that come through with all the trash to dump off.
Those trash trucks. Oh wait, Joe knows what a trash truck is.
Yeah, but I feel like Joe's just going to be sitting there like,
All right. So she's like, all right. So it's just a series of roads that connects the whole motor corporation from the outside.
I feel like Joe has seen what the trash trucks are, but is having a hard time connecting that with the concept of car.
we go with that. I mean,
Of all the things we get stuck on, the definition of car is
this is one of those.
We have difficulties with two subjects: directions and cars.
What is a car, really?
This is one of those classic D&D moments where the DM describes something like that. Who sent me that link to like, oh, there's a smooth rock and the whole campaign just goes off the rails. Like, what is this rock?
Yes, but you all know what a car is. That's the most amazing part.
But not in game, we don't. We're being
characters
good player characters, excellent player character separation. It's just
Absolutely,
impeccable.
absolutely. And she's like, yeah. So you get the concept of roads connecting stuff, right?
I mean, roads are simple, yeah.
So the Holy Motorway is a big road then.
Yeah, basically, it's a bunch of little roads that make up one big road.
Fair enough.
You know that pile of maps that I took?
Yes.
You know how I have that crayon?
Yes.
I'm gonna take notes.
Oh, I love this. Do that.
Just like roads. They connect stuff.
But yeah. Well, all right. So now I'm a little turned around by all this car talk. Blown my mind a little bit.
But wait, what about the ones with like the two wheels? Do you still get inside those, or
Now I know what that is, and that's a motorcycle.
all right?
And
But, like,
I think there are still some of those, but I think most of them are owned by the church.
so do you like put two of those together to get a car?
It's exactly, Greg. It is kind of exactly like that.
Okay. I'm honestly not sure in character like how much Greg is screwing with her and how much he actually doesn't know.
In
I'm
game, how
honestly not
much
sure.
time has passed? Have we
We have just been talking cars for like
hours or
the exact real
years?
time has passed.
Okay. So hours of cars.
Was there anything else you want to know? I can't even remember what questions I answered at this point.
Well, you told us that the unbaptized are unbaptized. The tiny little robots are tiny robots, and you kind of explained what cars are. I'm still not.
All right, I can explain the robots a little better, I guess.
You explained roads.
No, we know what robots are.
So you understand, the Holy Motor Corporation used to be, this whole place used to run. Like, everything down here, people built it. It wasn't just random tunnels. I mean, some of the constructor fleets have gone over all this since then, but yeah, this was built by people. Probably even people like you three. Not people like me. I mean, they built us, but
Something this big.
yeah.
No kidding.
And whole thing used to be lit up, bright as a lantern, and the cars driving everywhere. All the elevators ran.
Were you there when this was happening?
I was actually
What was your?
built us a long time ago.
What did you do when
Well-
there were cars in the time of the car?
Well, now this is a little embarrassing, but they use this to test crashes. Crash test dummy. That's what we were.
Hey, you're not dumb.
Oh, I'm not.
I mean that feels a little mean spirited.
But don't call us dummies. I mean, like,
No, I meant like
I prefer doll myself as of course I'm such a doll. Can't you tell?
Oh. I meant like the crashing you into stuff. Like that's pretty brutal.
Well, it wasn't great, but weren't really thrilled with that either. That was a little traumatic. Yeah, but I mean, well, after a point, they didn't really need us for the crashing so much. Well, they needed us for the crashing, but not like for safety. They figured that out. That was all math. But we were the and this is the reason why we had to know stuff. Sorry, it's a little embarrassing talking about all this. It's been forever. Yeah, we helped tell how terrible it would feel to be in a crash. Put a big old trauma rating right on the side of the car. It's great. Yeah, well, Holy Motor Corporation. What can you do? We build cars, right?
I try to imagine she just saying it's like while her head's on like a end table,
Oh yeah.
just her body's just like gesturing, flailing all around.
Yeah, we weren't even really meant to move about like this, but I appreciate it. It's much better than not being able to move and getting smashed into stuff all the time.
I just don't really understand why they need to make you sentient.
Well,
see
how else
how
would we
good-
be able to feel how terrible it was? Right? look, I'm not thrilled about it either, but I'm glad to exist, and I'm glad I'm not getting smashed into things. But yeah, it's been a while. How many years? Who even knows at this point?
I assume more than 5.
Probably more than that, Greg. You're a real fast learner. I'm guessing.
Thank you. I was always good with numbers.
What's the highest grade you went up to again?
Blue.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, Greg is totally just screwing around at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And any other questions? Sorry if I talk a little too much about myself.
No. I guess one more question.
Sure. What is it?
And you can totally say no, but mind if I take a look, see if I can get your head back on straight? I mean, no, it's personal, whatnot. I don't mean to. But basically, I know myself a little bit of mechanics. I might have the proper tools with me.
Well, I'd appreciate that, Ollie. And she sort of just like sits down. I'm guessing. Where is Ollie right now?
I guess now like up by her, like checking out her head and whatnot.
Okay, so she sits down on like the nearest bed so that you can get a better look.
Is that on top of Greg or?
No, there's 3 beds in the room.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's not on top of Greg.
And yeah, I look, see if I can suss out what's going on with her headwise. See if I can maybe fix the mechanism.
It looks like something that you could fix. She kind of jokes with you. She's like, "Well, don't put it on too tight."
Let me know if I do.
Pardon the mess up there. Don't really, get much time to clean out the old neck joint. And what you can see is you can definitely fix it and reattach it. But the one thing that you notice is there doesn't seem to be any like clear mechanism. In fact, with her just sort of sitting still, I mean, like she's not even breathing. But it doesn't seem like there's like I assume at some point like you check out like how her other joints fit together. It doesn't seem like there's any mechanism at all. Do you want to roll to reattach?
I do.
All right, roll me some mechanics.
Average?
Absolutely. Actually, in fact, I'll say easy.
Alrighty. Fuck, dropped one.
Well, it's gone now forever.
Yeah. That is 5 successes and 1 advantage.
Okay, so you barely pass.
I'm actually going to do something a little unusual here, if you're down for it, Tori.
Sure.
First, is there anything you want to do with that advantage?
I'd like her to trust me a little more.
Yeah, I think that's where you're going with that. I think she does. And I think she feels like a little safer in terms of. You can tell she gets kind of. She seems like really anxious in terms of talking with June, and it seems like she felt a little vulnerable, like having rambled about that stuff in her own nervousness. But she feels like a little safer with you, being able to be vulnerable like that.
Hey, Anna?
Yeah, hon?
Can I say something?
Sure.
It's awful what those people did to you.
Well, appreciate someone thinks so. It's, still stings. It's been a while, sure, but, don't always get to talk about it. Most of the time it's just water under the bridge. Why focus, right? Thank you.
So this might... Let me know if this is too tight. I'm just finishing up here. All right, how's that feel?
Oh no, that's fitting real good. Let me. And she's like patting the joint, and again, where there wasn't any mechanism, you see her head sort of like turn and tilt up and down a little bit. Like there's like clearly a joint where it can move, but there isn't really anything that you can tell that's like keeping it from where hanging limply like it should. And she gets up, she sort of dusts herself off a little bit, and she's like, well, thank you for that. I'm glad to be able to see on my own steam again. And I'm also going to give you something, Tori.
Okay.
I'm actually going to give you, because of your mechanics check, I'm actually going to give you an advantage option off of the social encounter effect. Just given how good the repair job was on a simple thing like that.
Oh.
And I'm going to let you learn, quote, the desire or fear of the target. And I think through this you can kind of tell that like just little moments of connection like this are just actually very important to Anne.
Little moments of connection.
Like connection amongst people. I think
Not connection of head to shoulders.
That too. She also appreciates that. I think you learn that, and I think you also learn that for fear, I guess like just sort of like genuine loneliness that she kind of has, in terms of like this was something like really important for her to be able to talk about with someone that she doesn't normally get to.
Damn.
All right, so after sitting there for a while, you hear a knock, like a loud knock on the door to the little side apartment you guys are in.
Come in?
And the door opens, and it's June with her mask on and her hood up, and two other church members behind her, dressed pretty similarly. And she says, I'm sorry about this, Anna.
Hey there, y'all. It's Aaron, your GM. Just back for another little announcement segment. I just wanted to say thank you to all of you who've messaged us or left any reviews over the last couple weeks. It honestly makes all of our days when we see that stuff, and it helps us out so much while we're starting out. Anyway, just a reminder, new episodes are out every other week, with our next episode being set for January 4th. So we'll see y'all again in 2021. All right, anyway, I'll let you get back to the rest of the episode, but have a great new year, everybody.
I'm sorry about this, Anna. We're gonna need you to turn back. And Anna's kind of just confused by this. What do you mean? It's you had me in there just the other day helping get set up for the burning and all. And June just, you can't see behind her mask, but you can kind of just tell like her shoulders slump just like a little bit, just like I talked with the brothers. They don't want anyone in there. Sounds like they're scared of the infestation spreading. Like we don't want any of the ferals getting out, and having strangers running around in the further into the parish, especially on a night like tonight.
With respect, ma'am, unless they're stragglers, we already ran into a few ferals just on the way here.
Weren't in our town though.
Fair enough.
Well, how long would it be until we could get through?
Weeks maybe.
Shoot.
And you can see like the members of the church behind her like haven't said anything at this point. They're kind of a little taller than her even.
How tall? I've learned that tall is very relative in this setting.
That's fair. They are, if she's like around like 5'5", they're kind of like around 5'8", 5'9".
Okay, so like actual standard human size. Cool.
Could you roll perception for me?
I sure can.
Her or everyone?
Anyone who wants to.
Sure, why
I'll do
not?
it. What difficulty?
I'd say 2.
Okay.
I got the dice first this time, Steve.
Bastard. what you get for being a bastard.
You're right. Should have let you have him.
Yes.
I get 1 advantage.
Okay.
Failure with 1 disadvantage.
Can I have more green dice, please?
I'm going to be kind to both of you and cancel those out, if that's fair. Are you cool with that?
Sure.
Steve, it's on you.
It's on me. I failed, but I have 3 advantages.
Okay, all right. So as a party, what would you like to do with those 3 advantages?
I'm kind of trying to figure out the disposition of the 2 behind her.
Yeah.
Okay, that's for sure.
I want to kind of know how they're forcing her to change her, because her demeanor, I assume, it is different, noticeably different than perhaps before.
It is, but what you can tell is you can't get a read at all on the 2 figures behind her, but you can tell her in relation to them. She's like kind of deferring to them a little bit. Either they might be like the brothers, or they might be like some underlings of them. They're definitely higher rank than her. You can just sort of tell how she's behaving in relation to them, body language wise. And she seems both sterner, but also like more concerned than anything.
So Gracie's sort of going to address the 2 behind her because they, like you said, they seem to be more in charge. All right, so we can't pass through for a few weeks. Is that correct?
One of them just nods.
Assuming we made ourselves useful in your town, would we be able to stay for those few weeks, or is this more of a you can't stay here kind of situation?
And the other one just shakes his head no.
All right.
And then June sort of like turns and is like, I'll take it from here. I'll escort them back down. And that the 2 figures sort of walk away. And then June walks into the room and pushes the door closed behind her, kind of hastily.
Seems a bit hasty to be in conspiracy town here.
All right. The brothers don't want you to head in, but look, we've been up to our neck in ferals and secure soft lately. I'm going to let you through.
Well, cool.
Easy there, Ollie. We're not sure exactly how she's letting us through or how much trouble will get her in.
I have a bit of time. There's a back door to the apartment. There's around the outer side of the town. Anna knows the way, and you could tell Anna's just sort of like taking all of us in. And she'll head you further into the parish outside of town. I'm gonna need you to sneak over there, though. I'm sorry, I can't go with you, and I certainly can't get you an escort like I was thinking. I'm sorry. I don't know why they're being like this.
I was gonna say, suggest if you're letting us through, be as hands off as possible.
There's 2 ways I think they wouldn't want us down there for. Either 1, there are a ton of pharaohs down there and they're actually worried about containment, or they found something down there and they don't want folks around it.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, you're risking your neck for mostly a bunch of strangers besides Anna.
I don't know why they're behaving like this is the thing. This isn't how they normally are. I think maybe the burning's getting to them a little bit. I trust Anna. She's a good little egghead. I don't know you, but hey, taking out the central unit of Secursoft certainly makes my job a lot easier. And they seemed like they would be fine with it. And then as soon as I mentioned the fact that you were heading down there to get rid of that thing, want no part of it. Don't know why. But you know what? They're already the ones acting suspicious, and I can't deal with that.
Oh.
Think you can do this quietly?
Well, I'm not sure about quiet, but we can at least try to do it in a way that doesn't implicate you.
That's enough for me.
Can you take us a way that looks like you're taking us out and then have us slip away from you?
No problem.
All right. Just because I'm not sure how much I want to possibly burn a bridge with these cultists, because they seem like the type that might hold a grudge. But how's Anna seem to be reacting to this?
Anna seems to be a little nervous. She's kind of like saying like yes and nodding along. You can tell her motions are a little stuttered a little. Honestly, as soon as the 2 other figures were at the door, it kind of it stopped Anna in her tracks a little bit.
All right, so Anna, what's your read on all this then? Do you think it's worth possibly pissing off this whole group, trying to get through, or should we head back, try another time? We weren't exactly given a time frame on this little hunt we were on.
Well, Joseph asked you to do it. It means there are problems elsewhere in the Holy Motor Corporation for this to be dealt with.
I mean, the way I see it, like, you know, we were accosted enough by Secure Soft on our way in here. Like, as long as that thing's still down there, it's going to continue to be a problem. Not just for us, but, you know, for the church and for Joseph's gang up there. So, I mean, if we have an opportunity to slip in and get rid of it, I'd say we take it.
That's assuming they see it as help. But like I said, right now we're kind of just breaking through their code and disobeying the rules that they very clearly defined for us.
Look, they don't need to see it as help. We'd be helping nonetheless.
Oh no, I don't disagree. I'm just trying to say we still do the thing, but we need to figure out. In an ideal world, we figure out how to quote unquote betray them without them knowing about it.
Now, I don't think they'd see that as betrayal. Now, would they, June? And June just sort of. She actually, at this point, she's actually taken her mask down and is talking with you like directly. And you could get a much better look at her face. She's kind of got like longer mid-length kind of like brown hair, sort of like curling out around the sides of her hood, and her eyes like dark brown. Looks kind of, again, like normal human woman, except for those scales. And you can also kind of see, having formed there, right in the middle of her forehead, like a long, well, you didn't notice before, but like a long, like a symbol that looks kind of like a long, elongated eye down the center of her forehead, out of the same like black iron, wrought iron kind of material, except where like that black iron texture has kind of been like scraped across the top of like the raised ridges of the eye-shaped symbol. And so June seems like you can see her face sort of stops. She's like really concerned hearing Anna. As soon as Anna raises the question of it being seen as betrayal, she seems like really concerned. Like she doesn't want to say what she's going to say. And she starts to try and say something. It would be different if I was baptized, but as it stands, wouldn't look so good.
You know, I don't think where we're going is a well-trafficked area. So what's the possibility we could find another path?
And her demeanor completely changes, having been able to give it a little bit more thought. Actually, if you go around, if you came at this from a different level, there'd be a couple ways to get further into. You'd still have to get further into the parish. So you did. I can guide you to the exit, and you guys can break away and sneak past, like alongside the town, down one of the like outer corridors. Yeah, we could do that. And you know what? You could just say you got in another way, and
yeah,
out of my hands.
Let's do it then.
We appreciate it.
That sounds like the best plan we have, and we should probably do it quick so they don't get suspicious of you in here talking with us.
Yeah, the less time you're in here, the better.
Okay, well, she fastens her mask back on, and I'll guide you out. Anna, are you going to be able to get them down there? Yeah, I'll do my best.
I had to audibly resist making Greg make she has a good head on her shoulders comment.
Do it.
No. No. Greg has something resembling tact sometimes.
It's not canon that he says it, but it's canon that he thinks it.
Yes.
And I approve that, and that's great, and boom. All right, print it, fuck it. And so she leads you back out past the rest of the town, like out of this little side apartment to the town hall, and past like the crooked wooden buildings and the men making coffins and the woman with doing the leather craft and the weaponsmiths, and it looks like they have somebody else in June's place spritzing these bodies with whatever that liquid is, and You actually hear some of the rites for the first time in like a language that you can actually understand. It looks like whoever they got to replace June for this moment is actually more versed in just whatever the common tongue is than the actual language that the chants are supposed to be in. And you hear someone say, "Turn my waters to wine, my blood to a bounty of oil," and spritzes on the barrels and then lights them. And you make your way to the and it's almost comical. It's like you have this small shanty town that's both rather built up but like horribly built, and then just where like a whole main street of the town is, it just ends in a concrete wall with a tiny little like maintenance hatch door. And she opens it up and kind of with her arms wide, like the arms of her robe trailing down and kind of covering it a little bit, she looks back and makes sure that nobody's looking, kind of consumed with everything that's going on. And she turns to you and says, "All right, now go."
We go.
All right. Could you roll me a sneak?
Yes.
I'm going to say difficulty easy at this point. And I'll give you a blue die because she's covering for you. Everyone's pretty distracted.
I get 1 success.
3 advantage.
No success?
No success.
Well, 2 success and 3 advantages.
All right. This was a majority of you pass or fail. So the majority of you made it across. I'm going to say that the advantages that you guys got are to help Toria across.
Sounds good to me.
And you guys, where the wall meets the rest of the town, there's a small underhang under like a roof that extends past a building, and you can see there's a whole like side alley, like right up but against the concrete. Honestly, like it's barely just enough for somebody to fit in. It's kind of grimy. And it just gets darker the further you get in.
I'm already grimy.
Yeah, Greg's was already covered in anomalous fluid in his own blood today. And crawled through that one shaft full of explosive gel. He does, what's...
The classic tales of grease, grime, and grit.
Joe's pretty stoked. This looks...
Oh, he's grit now, not grump.
I realized it worked.
Mm-hmm. I'll take it.
He's become less grump as time has gone on.
I'll work on that.
And it's like, all right, come on. And you make your way down, and every once in a while there's like a space between the buildings, and she'll check to see if anyone's looking down them, and you'll cross. And it gets wider, and you could tell that there's like a sort of like a couple stalls kind of built up against buildings that are kind of abandoned against the concrete. You maybe like run into like 1 or 2 like figures in hoods, but they're not really paying you much attention. You can kind of tell that
They had giant flaming monsters to look at. Why would they look at us?
One of them is most of them are like between the buildings and they're looking at the monsters. A couple of them are just like hunched figures, like either sitting or standing up against the buildings in like the grimy corridor against the wall. And you can see one of them, two of them are like passing a cigarette that they are trying to hide, like amongst each other, like under their masks. And they try and like rush to put it out as you walk past. So they're hardly even paying attention to you, other than the fact that, oh no, somebody. And you kind of just have this moment with them where it's like, you're not telling.
Yeah.
They're not telling. And you make your way past it. And then you see what is like a large barricade. And past that barricade is like a large series of steps down to a rounded platform with multiple series of staircases down, overlooking what you saw was just like one small main town. In which you see across is just a whole large, like extremely large room, because you're still in the Holy Motor Corporation, but it's something that goes out like maybe a mile, an actual square mile of just patches of small shanty towns and like bell towers and of the same kind of construction that the main town is, and just even more rickety than the town itself. and you see like lights of fires from there, and you actually see June walk up and start talking with some of the guards and engage them as they like as a party of people get another dead feral on one of those on a cart essentially, and wheels it in. And as everyone's distracted, she makes eye contact with Anna, and Anna motions, and you make your way in, and you are in the parish proper.
This is the one that we have to get through to get back to where our initial route was, basically.
Yes.
So we have to get through this square mile area of...
Anna explained to you at one point while you were traveling. It's not that far in you have to get, but it's within this square mile of the parish that there is a way to descend back down to the level you were on past the...
And Anna knows where that is.
Yes.
Okay.
About how far in is it?
According to her, it's about 6 or 7 blocks in. And you can see that there's like a rough grid construction. Again, like they're like, you can see winding streets and like thoroughfares, and it's like a very like curved, strangely built up city. You can see where the town proper that you guys were in was mostly these larger buildings. Again, still somewhat ramshackle, but like they seemed more well constructed, and each of them seemed like they served like a major town function. A lot of these look residential.
How good of a view did we get of this place when we were coming in?
Coming in, because you are now kind of just past the stairs, out of sight of that, like again that large rounded overlook down the first set of stairs, and you just have like a clear view overlooking pretty much all of it.
All right. From where we're at, can we see like any paths that seem to be like less traveled by all this activity going on? Because even a lot of these folks with like their whole fire motif have a bit like flames. That
Yeah,
kind of
you
stuff
can
that
absolutely
see, in the
see
dark.
like parties with flames. Some of the buildings are even burning.
Does that seem intentional?
Some of it does and some of it doesn't. Like what you are witnessing is like this sort of like odd street by street kind of like hunt burning, kind of like a, you can see some of the parties, it's almost like they're going like block by block inspecting houses even. Where before you saw something kind of like organized, what you're now seeing is like
a witch hunt almost?
like a witch hunt, like a mob sort of like roaming the streets, or a couple mobs roaming the streets.
And setting fire to houses.
Sometimes setting fire to houses, yeah.
Jimmy looks like a witch. Burn his house. Screw Jimmy, basically.
Could I roll a streetwise to see how well I could sort of take advantage of the patterns of their motion to, blend in with the action?
That's a fucking lootly. I'd say that'd be difficulty 2.
Can I ask maybe an odd question?
Go for it.
So, between like the sort of black iron scales that were on June and presumably other people's faces, between that and like the spines that were on the ferals, are they similar materials?
It does seem like a similar texture, yes.
Gotcha.
One of the things you do notice about the people who are like bringing the ferals in, and the people who are like down in the town proper, like in the parish proper, I mean, as part of these mobs, you can tell that they're not wearing robes. They're wearing just like simple clothes like shirts and vests and pants, and a couple of them have hats, but also the face masks that you saw that June was wearing, and some of the other like seems like higher ranking church members. They are also not wearing those, and so you can see that all of them sort of have the same like on their arms and on their faces.
All right.
And what was your streetwise roll again?
1 success, 3 advantage.
I will actually make it that you are, because of that, you are able to absolutely pay attention to like the movements of everything going on, and chart a course where you don't run into the mob at all.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So the way the shanty town is kind of like built up is that even where there wouldn't necessarily be like a natural curve to the floor, it's just like built up on previous shantytown debris almost. So there are like almost artificial hills of like previous buildings, some of which seem like burnt or singed, that make up like a rolling hills kind of
Wasteland.
Yeah, that then these houses are built up on.
Yeah.
With streets and roads, and as you make your way past, you don't run into any of them. You don't run into any ferals. But it's block by block. You see like empty buildings and empty homes, small businesses. This is a place where people lived. Completely like overtaken with this like frenzy surrounding this burning. And eventually you get to this one section of town of the shanty town where there's like a small how would you put it? The place that's like down like a hill almost. At the very bottom where there's only like a little bit of this like practically like lumber mulch under you. And it turns to you, it's like, all right, now get back a little bit, make this easier for me. And she manages to like brush away a lot of it and kind of dig a little bit. And underneath there is a round, like a submarine hatch almost, that she pulls to depressurize and opens up. And she's like, all right, now hop on down.
Well, Greg goes first, obviously.
All right.
And there is a ladder for you to start climbing down.
Oh, good. I was hoping, to not just jump into the bottomless depths.
Yes. And I assume you all...
Yeah. Sure.
Any hesitations?
Not at all.
Everything's been fine so far today. I don't see any reason to hesitate.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, the way to look at it is almost certain death from unruly mobs here, or probable death down there.
And honestly, if Greg isn't hesitating, I don't think Ollie or Joe are the kind of people to do so.
Fair. And as you make your way down, like you hear you could hear like shots going off and like the sound of burning, like chants and shouts, both in this like religious language that they have, and also in like the common language you all speak.
Are we hearing that from above or below or both?
You're hearing that from above.
Gotcha.
And you hear what sounds like like from the layer that you're leaving.
Is it dark where we're going?
It's dark.
Can we grab like one of their torches? Or are they just around, or are they?
The torches aren't just around.
Okay, they're not just on buildings or something.
If you want to try to mug one of these mobs, say, "Hey, we need a torch."
Anna reaches into a pocket and produces like a small electric torch, and she's like, "Well, you were all rummaging. I happened to snag something." And it's like a Holy Motor Corporation branded flashlight, basically.
I love how her Victorian dress has pockets. That's very convenient.
Look, she's hunting stuff. She's got to have them.
I don't know. She's a dummy. I sort of like imagine like a hatch opens up on her arm. She just pulls a flashlight out of it.
There is not a hatch on her arm. And when she flicks on the flashlight and hands it to Greg as he's heading down, like you can tell it straight up has like the Holy Motor Corporation logo, like bat signaled on it. So even if you like turn the flashlight on to look at things, you have to have their branded advertisement. And
better than nothing, I guess.
As each of you make your way down, Anna last, you hear like a building collapse up above. And Joe, you see this right before Anna hops down after you, as you see a nearby building collapse, and you see 3 ferals about the size of the ones you saw scurry off down some of the streets, followed by like a much larger one, and all of them running away. And you hear the roar of it as Anna pulls the hatch down and tightens it. And you make your way down to like a small landing, and outside of the flashlight, everything's dark. And Anna's like, all right, now don't get too surprised when I flick the lights on. And you see, she motions for you to point the flashlight at the wall near the ladder, and you see her flick on a switch. And all around you is like the exact mirror image of the roadway that you guys were on before. Like it's clearly like much further down, like where there was before, like it was the beginnings of like a bit of an incline downward. Now it is just much, much steeper. You can even see, like, way far off a little bit of the debris. And where before it just looked like concrete and asphalt, it is entirely covered.
In human skulls.
It is entirely covered in that same thick white paste. You could see all sorts of small, like those little single-eyed, barely developed growths all along the walls. You could see a couple smashed up Secure Soft spotters.
Well, that's not concerning at all.
I think I found my new least favorite place.
Well, I guess you can see why I was cordoned off. Welcome to the thick of the infestation.
Well, sounds like our best way forward, so we go about 5 rooms down.
Oh god, don't make me do directions again. You fuckers. Which
I
described
believe it
as
was a left at a fan, or no?